Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to The Movie Chick. I'm Crystal Kennedy, and get ready to watch me swoon because I'm about to review The Fault in Our Stars. I have my notes, so forgive me for looking down. I recently went to an event called The Night Before Our Stars, which was a screening that they did the night before the release of The Fault in Our Stars in about 650 theaters, where anyone who went got a awesome signed poster by the cast, which is behind me, and an adorable charm bracelet, which of course was my selling point. If you don't know anything about The Fault in Our Stars, it is a book by author John Green. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's wrote some really great books, but he also has a YouTube channel with his brother Hank called The Vlog Brothers. One of my favorite things about John Green is that, like other young adult authors, like Divergent is Veronica Roth, and then we have Suzanne Collins from The Hunger Games. They don't dumb it down for their readers. They don't assume their readers are idiots. They don't assume that their readers don't have emotions that are extremely real, and they make it really smart and really moving, which is why I think that The Fault in Our Stars is widely applauded by all age groups. I mean, clearly I'm no longer a member of the young adult society, but yeah, a girl can dream. So to tell you that I went into this with high expectations is an understatement. The Fault in Our Stars is a coming-of-age tale. It's a story about love, but I think it's more a story about life. It's narrated by Hazel Grace Lancaster, who's a 16-year-old girl who has her life all figured out. Just not for the reasons that you think it is. Hazel has cancer and she's terminal, and she starts to go to a cancer support group for kids because her parents really want her to, even though she would much rather spend her time at home watching none other than America's Next Top Model. I'm not going to judge her reality show, but you know, America's Next Top Model. Come on, Hazel. Everything's great. She's got it figured out. And then in walks in Augustus Waters, who sets her on a tailspin and throws a wrench in all of her plans. He is amazing and handsome and ridiculous and funny and just has the best sense of humor. It's kind of a love story like nothing I've ever seen. Viewers and readers are gonna fall in love just like Hazel did. At first slowly, and then all at once. I went into theaters with sky-high expectations. The Fault in Our Stars became my An Imperial Affliction. Now, if you haven't read the book, or you haven't seen the movie, you have no idea what I'm talking about, so it's your turn to get to it. Go read it, go see it, so you'll have a clue what I was talking about. I was given the book shortly after my dad was diagnosed with cancer and had just a short amount of time to live, and like Hazel and An Imperial Affliction, it became my go-to. It became my Bible. It became my tool, my coping mechanism. I went in and I had things highlighted, and I knew every quote, and I knew every verse, and I knew every line, and I had a million questions for its author, John Green, just like Hazel did for An Imperial Affliction. I have to say that one of the things that I really loved is that Green makes it a point. Because let me start off by saying, The Fault in Our Stars is not a book about cancer. Yes, it helped me deal with someone I loved's cancer, but the book isn't about cancer. It's about two teenagers falling in love. And that's one of the things I love about this, is Green makes his characters real. He makes them teenagers. And yes, they're very sick. Yes, they have cancer. But he also shows that they're still human. They're still full of life. They still want to go out and do things. They still have all these amazing things. And you have to just pat him on the back for showing that side of it. I have to also let you know that when a book that I love that's so close to my heart is going to be turned into a film, while I'm immediately excited, I can't even begin to tell you how terrified I am. Because I love these characters, I love this story, and what happens if the film comes out and it dilutes the story, or it becomes Hollywood and these characters change, or the story changes, or the tone changes? It's a really scary thing. And then I also get really scared about who's going to portray these characters. I mean, I loved Hazel. Would Shailene be able to give her the poise that she had in the book? Would Ansel be able to portray Gus as this handsome, witty, sarcastic guy? And is Nat Wolff going to be able to make Isaac the hopeless romantic, love-stricken, adorable, lovable guy that just becomes kind of your BFF in the book? I'm happy to report to you that the film exceeded even my expectations. I also have to let you know that after the screening, I got to see a Q&A with the cast, John Green, director Josh Boone, and producer Wick Godfrey. And I have to tell you that it was really hard to pay attention to anything they were saying because my emotions were so high. There was a lot of ugly crying happening, and Shailene was even crying at this point. A performer named Birdie had just performed a song, who apparently had wrote the song because she was so moved by the story, and Shailene was so moved by her performance that she was crying. And then it became clear that all of these people that were involved in this film were just as passionate about this story as I was. Obviously John Green was. He wrote the book because it was inspired by a young girl that he met who had cancer while he was a chaplain. So we know that it's close to his heart. You can tell by every page that you turn. And then we get the producer who tells us, you know, Wick Godfrey mentions that his affection became because he had just lost someone that he loved right before starting the project. It was a complete all-out love fest, and it couldn't have happened at the end of a better movie. It comes through in every inch of this film, the passion that these people had, from the way it was shot to the music that was chosen. There's not an ounce of this film that isn't perfection for me. Not to mention my happiness that it's a female-led film, it's a female-driven film, and by the way, it's #1 at the box office right now, which just goes to show you that young adult films, when done well, can dominate at the box office. We've seen so many young adult films that have been adapted horribly, with the exception of The Hunger Games and Divergent. We just haven't seen anything done really well, and this was amazing. Because this story was so close to my heart, I thought I would find a million problems with it, a million things wrong with it, and instead I found a million things right. Seeing the Q&A after only strengthened my adoration for the film, the story, and the characters. And it also was amazing to see that there was a sadness, not just because of the story, but because the crew and the cast had become so close. They were so much like a family that they were so sad that they were moving on to other projects and they had to leave each other, but they were so happy to share this with the world. There wasn't a dry eye in the theater, and I have to quote John Green because he said it best. It was emotional. I'm so overwhelmed and moved. I'm so grateful for the actors sharing their talent and making a movie sensitive to the book. And I can't agree more. This was the best film that was adapted from a book that I've seen yet. People are comparing the film to The Notebook, and I dare to say that I think that this story is better than The Notebook. Beyond, it's more romantic, it's more moving, and it makes you feel. It makes you feel a different feel than The Notebook did, and isn't that what we all want at the end of the day, to feel? I know, so cheesy. I told you I was gonna swoon. It's terrible. I think that this film will stand the test of time. I think that many of us will go back to it again and again through the years and fall in love all over again. If you don't go see the film, I'm gonna be disappointed, because I think this is one of the best films I've seen in a while, and I may start to think that your heart's filled with darkness. So I suggest that you get to the movie theater and go buy your ticket. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys check out The Fault in Our Stars, starring Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort. I also hope that you'll click the subscribe button. If you like the video, do me a favor, click the thumbs up, and then I want to hear what you have to say. Sound off in the comment board. Did you see the movie? Did you read the book? Are you excited about the film? Are you not going to go see it because you're afraid to cry in public? Tell me, I want to know. If you saw the film, I want to know what you thought. Was it amazing? Was it everything you dreamed and more? Or am I completely ludicrous and crazy? Could be. Never know. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chrisley Kennedy. See you next time.